In this video, we're going to look at how to compare ratios when we have words, graphs, and tables in different situations. Nico is comparing the amount of protein in two different brands of trail mix. Brand A advertises 5 grams of protein per serving. The amount of protein in brand B is shown in the table. So here we have words and a table, and then we're going to show how you can compare two different things on this graph. So the first thing I want to do is sort of pull out the information. Ultimately, we want to find out which brand offers the greater ratio of grams of protein to servings of trail mix. And we're looking at option A and option B. So we want to find out which one has the greatest ratio, and that means the most protein in the number of servings. So we want to pull out the number of grams of protein per serving in the two different situations we have here. So I'm going to pull it out of the words first, and it says brand A advertises 5 grams of protein per serving. So I'm going to organize my information here. I have brand A, and it is 5 grams. I like to write grams over here so I remember what my units are. And servings. I'm comparing two different things here, grams to servings. And I want 5 grams per 1 serving. I'm going to move that 5 and that 1 over a little bit. And then I have brand B. And brand B is shown in this table. So I have a few different options here I can choose. I have the number of grams of protein here, and I have the amounts of servings up here. And so what I'm looking for when I want to compare fractions, and you probably remember this from previous grades, when you want to compare fractions, you want to get one of their parts to be equal to each other. So I either want the two fractions or 3 to have the same numerators as each other or the same denominators as each other. And I have a unit fraction here with the 5 grams to 1 serving. So I want to look and see if maybe I can have this servings per gram situation here. Notice that it's written it's in the sort of upside down order to the way I wrote it here. I wrote it in the order in which I saw it in the problem. And in the table, it has the number of servings on top and the number of grams on the bottom. We want to make sure we're consistent with the way we write it for each situation. So since I started with grams on the top, I'm going to keep grams on the top. I'm going to write brand B's situation over under this brand B heading. So I'm going to write grams. This is reminding myself to write my units in the same order. Whichever one went on top in the previous one I used, I have to use that same one on the top on this one. So I'm going to go with this smallest number, 8 grams of protein per 2 servings. That's where I find that information. Now, I want my two fractions to have either the same numerators as each other or the same denominators as each other. And I notice that I can simplify 8 over 2 because they share a common factor of 2, and I will get 1 as my denominator. So let me show you what I mean by that. I'm going to divide by a big 1 of 2 over 2. And that equals 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So we have brand A, which is 5 grams per 1 serving. We have brand B, which is 4 grams per 1 serving. And now it asks me to plot those points on the graph for 1, 2, 3, and 4 servings of brand A and brand B. So on your paper, we don't have a chart, like a table. So we want to put a chart here. Remember, we want our input to be in the first column, our output to be in the second column, and then our ordered pair to be in the third column. So I'm going to look at the graph, and I see that they have number of servings as going in that first column. That's not the way we wrote it in our ratios up here, but that's okay. I'm going to make sure we just follow the label. So I'm going to write servings here. And the reason I'm doing that is because this column is the one that always contains the x-axis values. So I want to keep that consistent. And then this column here is always relating to the y-axis right here, going up and down, vertical axis. And I'm going to call that G for grams. I know it says protein here, but it also has the little g there to show grams. Okay, so now I'm going to have to do two of these charts because I have brand A and brand B. So I'll draw a chart for brand B over here. It's going to be exactly like brand A. I'm going to do x comma y just so you remember where the x values go and where the y values go. Our x-axis is horizontal and our y-axis is vertical. Okay, now I'm going to pull out the information from each of the situations. So this is going to be my brand A chart. So I'm going to pull my brand A information. All I have is this one value. One serving gives us 5 grams. So one serving gives us 5 grams, and that would give us this situation. And so whenever I'm graphing, I need a couple of points to be able to make my line. I usually pick 3. So if I have 2 servings, that's going to give me double the number of grams. That would be 10. So I just noticed I made a mistake here. I meant to write a 1 and 5 here, sorry. And now this will be 2, 10. And now I have number 3 servings. And I would, since I'm tripling the number of servings now, I would triple the number of grams as well. So I have 15 grams. And now my ordered pair is 3, 15. Now I'm going to use my chart for brand B. And in brand B, I'm going to start with this ratio we found that was comparing how many grams of protein there were in one serving. So one serving in brand B gave us 4 grams of protein. 2 servings, we had that in this ratio, gave us 8 grams. And then we can look in the chart and we can see that 3 servings gave us 12 grams. And we could have been able to tell that because if we double the number of servings, obviously we doubled the number of grams of protein. So you didn't have to look back at the chart, but it was kind of handy to have it already done for us. Now I'm going to place these ordered pairs in here. And now I can go ahead and graph. I'm going to graph brand A's chart in blue, and then I'll graph brand B in purple so you can see what corresponds with the points on the graph. Okay, so for servings here, I have 1, 5, so I have that ordered pair of 1, 5. I'm going to go ahead and graph that. And I would put that point right there. 2, 10, and 3, 15. Give me a little mark. Okay, and now I'm going to graph the brand B chart. I have 1, 4, 2, 8, and 3, 12. So now that I've graphed that as it said in the directions, I can take a look at the question, and it says, which brand offers the greater ratio of grams of protein to servings of trail mix? And so when it says greater ratio, it means when all the servings are the same, which ratio has the greatest number in the protein position. So we can see that when you have 1 serving, you have 5 grams of protein in brand A. And when you have 1 serving of brand B, you only have 4 grams of protein. So brand A gives you the most protein. So the answer is brand A. And that was our blue chart, brand A here. And let's take a look at the graph so we can see how the dots on the graph compare to each other when you have your ratios graphed out. So I can see the points start close to each other and they keep on getting further and further away from each other. And we can see that the steeper line, as the number of servings go up, the number of protein goes up faster in a more steep line for brand A. That's another way you can tell that the amount of protein per serving is greater in brand A's trail mix. Okay, so hopefully you were able to write that down, get that on your paper, and understand how to compare ratios. Let's go on to the next question. Okay, so here's another comparison, and this time we're going to compare 3 different types of cereal. Cereal brand A advertises that they have 60 raisins in their 24-ounce box of cereal. The advertised ratio of raisins to ounces for 2 other cereal brands are shown in the table and graph. Which brand advertises the greatest ratio of raisins to ounces of cereal? Justify your response. Okay, so now it's saying we have brand A and then brand B and brand C. It's almost sort of easy to forget that they told us about brand A here in the question. So I want to write that down right away. And I want to decide which one I'm going to put first. Raisins or ounces of cereal. And they have ounces of cereal on the x-axis and ounces of cereal first in the chart. So I'm going to make my ratios have ounces of cereal first. So brand A, first we're going to make sure we label our work. We'll do different colors so we can tell the different brands from each other. Okay. You can set that up on your paper as well. You can pause anytime if you need more time to set things up. Okay, so in brand A, we have 60 raisins. 60 raisins in 24 ounces. And I said I was going to put ounces on top, so that's 24 ounces on top, raisins on the bottom, and that is 60. Okay, brand B, we can find their information in this chart here. And what I want to do is see, are there any situations where they show us how many raisins are in a 24-ounce box of cereal? Because remember, we either want ounces to be the same or raisins to be the same. And since we're comparing the raisins, we want the ounces to be the same so we can see which one has the greatest number of raisins. If we make all the raisins the same, it's a little bit more confusing. You can do it, but it's a little more confusing. Okay, so in this brand A, 24 to 60. Brand B, let's see if they have a 24 in the chart. 24 ounces of cereal. They do. They have this 24 here, so I want to use that in brand B of our ounces to raisins comparison. And how many raisins are there when you have 24 ounces of cereal? There's 72 raisins. Okay, so we've compared that, or we've written that ratio and organized it. For brand C, we want ounces again in raisins. And let's see if we have on our graph, if we can find out when we have 24 raisins. So I'm sorry, 24 ounces. So we want to look down at the bottom and find 24 down here. 24 would be about all the way over, almost to 25. And then when we went up, we see that we have, well, it's 50 raisins when there's 25 ounces, so it would be less than 50. And we can't really be sure how much less than 50 unless I made an equivalent ratio to ounces to raisins here. And 25 to 50, I could simplify that and then work my way up to 24. But what I notice is that 50 is less than 60 raisins. It's also less than 72 raisins. And when you have more ounces of cereal, you have not as many raisins. That means that brand C is going to have the smallest ratio. And the way I would write that in my chart is I would go ahead and put 24 ounces over here in the pink. And then for raisins, I'm going to put under 50, less than 50, something like that, under, less, 50. Okay, so now I'm looking for the situation that indicates that when I have 24 ounces of cereal, I have the most raisins. And I have 24 ounces to 60 raisins, 24 ounces to 72 raisins, and then 24 ounces to under 50 raisins. So I can see that brand B gives me the most raisins when I have the same number of ounces of cereal. So for this one, the answer is brand. Should have written it in blue. I'll highlight it in blue. Brand B is the winner. Okay, so hopefully you can get that all written out on your paper and that it makes sense. And then there is a practice sheet for you to go to and try this out on your own.